Hey, what is up guys, GuitarRock here. Welcome back to another Lost Sword video. So I'm going to do a beginner's guide, and hopefully in this particular video we're going to talk about all of the basic stuffs, things that you need to basically look into and gotta prepare yourself in terms of trying to play the game properly, right? So hopefully, we're gonna jump into a bunch of things. It might be a long guide, it might be a short guide, depending, but hopefully I'll have some questions answered in this particular video. Now, first things first, right now as of me recording this video, I am on day 3. Alright, day 3 of this particular game, as you can see, for global launch. Alright, so right now there's plenty of these check-in rewards that you can get. Up to day 7, you can get some of this holy character summon ticket. Very good. Now, holy characters are basically the pilgrims, if you guys play Nikkei, or the light and dark characters of this particular game. They are very rare, harder to obtain, etc. And then you can see you can get some of this summoning ticket, etc. Newcomer support, plenty of tickets actually that they are giving you out every single day. And if you do all of these things, you are going to get like insane amount of pulls generally. So definitely make sure you guys come to the event tab right here and do all of these things, alright, after you have done rerolling, etc. Alright, it's all going to be right here in this particular event tab. So let's first talk about the character selector, which I think a lot of you guys are going to ask me a lot about. So let's talk about it, right? You can access it once you have done plenty of pulls. You are going to get this thing called the mileage points. You will go to the shop, alright, under the exchange shop right here. If you go scroll all the way down to the mileage section, now you can see I've already purchased mine. This is a 5-star character selection ticket, right? This is going to be a very cheap one, 1,600. You can buy this using this particular basic mileage currency. Now you can see you can also buy another one later on, monthly purchase, for 4,000. Now that one is going to be way more expensive, so you get one cheap one, take advantage of that and basically get the character selection ticket. Now, ideally, for me personally, I will want to wait first because like I mentioned, if you look at this right here, alright, so day 7, you are going to get another 5-star character summon right here, and then the login bonus, you get plenty of pulls along the way, and then day 7, you get another 5-star character summon right here, and then you get plenty of things right here. As you can see, plenty of tickets that will be given out to you at day 7. So for me, I would want to wait until day 7 before I use that to try to see who I can fit into my team. Ideally, that's going to be the best way to go about it. But if you are impatient, you want to pick a character right now, who is going to be the best one, right? So ideally, Pretty has a tier list that you can use as a reference, alright? So right now, obviously, Tiamat is going to be one of the better characters. Galahad is also very strong. Lancelot, these are going to be the top 3 in my opinion, right? So Tiamat, Lancelot and Galahad, these are going to be the top 1. Now you should try to get a Neo Bedivere right now. Her banner is available right now. Now if you cannot, depending on when you guys watch this, you might have to rely on that later, but right now she has a specific banner rate up for you to try to obtain alongside with Vivian. But if you care about meta, you should try to lean towards Neo Bedivere, right? She is going to be the better character between the two in terms of the hopefully longevity of the meta, right? But ideally, you can look at this list right here and use it as a reference. Again, some things may change accordingly. So this is going to be for PvE in terms of late game. So again, this is all going to meta may shift accordingly, so ideally just try to be a little bit more patient. Now, not all tickets or character tickets can be used right here. So keep in mind that the game has multiple different type of tickets, alright? There's this one, which is going to be much more precious, the pickup character summon ticket. This is going to be a very precious one. You ideally don't want to waste this too much. If you guys are familiar with gacha games, there's going to be one of these, and then there's going to be one, the standard ticket, which is, it looks like that, right? Character summon ticket. So this one is going to be something that you can use in the standard banners. And then there's also the pet one that is going to look something like this. So there are pets as well in this particular game, which I'll talk a little bit shortly about. Now, not all the tickets are right here, however, right? If you guys have not used, there are some tickets that you have to go to your back, which is this particular thing right here, alright? So you click on the back, and then you go to this particular section, and then you can see there are going to be some tickets that you have to come here specifically, like this particular green one. Alright, you can see this is going to give me 3 to 4-star characters. You have to come here to use them specifically. There are a few different tickets that is only available or accessible via your bank, alright? So make sure you guys are going there to basically try to check that out. So now let's talk about the most important thing, team building. Hopefully give you guys a better idea on how to build your team and do things accordingly, right? So because I do think that when you're trying to build team in this game, it can get a little bit confusing depending on what you're trying to do. So first things first, I will talk about the formation first. We are going to take everyone out, and how do you want to decide based upon formation, right? So formation is going to be as follows. Every character has a position 1, 2, or 3. So it is going to be symbolized by this arrow right here. So you see that arrow and the element. So that's going to be what it is, right? So that is going to determine how you want to position your characters. And you can still not position them according to that method, and that is going to be fine. For example, this is Galahad right here. And you can see right here, she is going to be, let me see if I can zoom in for you guys, right? She's going to be a position 1. Alright, position 1. So if a character is position 2, you can see like Neo Bedivere right here, she's going to be position 2, right? And then we have the this is the free character that you get, alright? And then I have Tiamat right here, which is a position 3. Now, ideally, if you were to set up your characters, alright, there's also pet as well, as you can see, right? You can basically put the pet accordingly, and then pet will be very, very crucial in terms of building team as well. So keep in mind that the first pet they put in the most front is going to able to unlock their skills. You can see right here, right? But the other 2 pairs will just give you the stats. That's one thing to consider. But you ideally have 5 characters and 3 pets. Now in terms of character, when you click them, usually they are going to just automatically go to that position, right? Ideally, you can only put 2 characters per position. So what do I mean by that is, let's say I try to use, this one is a backline, you can see, right? So let's say I try to use 3 backline, right? I try to use 1 more backline. You can see now this one will not get the bonus. So if a character is in their relevant position, they get the bonus. So if I were to move this character here, this is a backline character, right? She doesn't get the bonus. If I put here, she doesn't get the bonus. If I put here, you can see she gets a 20% bonus, right? So the position is going to determine whether you get the 20% bonus in terms of attack or not, right? But there are going to be some advanced team building, I believe, that you can just try to ignore the bonus. If some characters are too broken, you can still try to, you know, like circumvent that, or like the 20% bonus is not as important as the character's kit. There are probably going to be some broken characters down the way that is probably going to ignore that. But ideally, the basic is you want to have at least 1 frontline character that will give you, you know, tank for you, etc. In this case, I have Galahad. And then you want to have a mid lane character. They can be a supporter, they can be a healer, alright? Ideally, that's going to be what it is. Or the mage. And then you have an archer in the back usually. I do have a Tiamat in this case. So in this particular team, every one of my character managed to obtain the 20% bonus. Alright, so that's going to be how you want to build team. Now if you swap things around, for example, like if I move her to the front, or let's say I move her to the back, alright? So now you can see, if I were to do this, for example, right? Now, obviously, none of these characters gets bonuses, but if I switch them around, again, you want to get the bonus. Very, very important, right? So everyone should get a 20% bonus. So it is going to be as simple as that. So for pet, the one that goes to the most front, as you can see, will be able to get the, in this case, you can see, will be able to use the skill right here, right? This is going to be very, very important depending on how you look at it. I only got 1 5-star pet, which is Elizabeth. I've been getting a little bit unlucky, right? So that is going to be for the basic team building. Obviously, in the future, I'll try to cover more advanced stuff, but since we got plenty of other things that we need to talk about. But ideally, how much characters or how many like DPS, etc. you want to ideally bring, right? I would say like 1 to 2 tanks is going to be how you want to go about it, right? So a lot of players recommend you to have at least 2 strong frontline defenders or tanks, right? And then you want to have at least 1 DPS, obviously, right? And then depending on your strat, you can either go with 1 supporter, 1 healer. Some characters are probably like more flexible, like for example Neo Bedivere. She can do almost everything, right? She gives you a support right here. She can also do a little bit of damage, right? And then she can also heal a little bit right here as well, right? So kind of insane, right? There's a lot of characters that can pretty much fill that role. So try to obtain all of these, you know, especially right now, Neo Bedivere's she is pretty much the meta. Galahad is also very strong. Tiamat is one of the best DPS. I'm sure you guys are aware as well. And Lancelot, right? If you can obtain that, that's going to be what it is. So my advice is, again, the selector that we have, which is this particular one, right? This is going to allow you to choose whoever that you don't have yet. So use it on day 7. That's going to be the best one to go about. So one more thing, alright, I think this is going to be something that I get asked a lot as well. So every time you obtain dupes for a character, now you have the ability to do something very cool, right? You can either do Resonance or Transcend them, right? So what is Resonance and what is Transcend? Resonance, basically you use the dupes to basically convert them into this thing that you can use called the cards, right? I think it's literally called card in this game, right? So this is going to be like a weapon that you can use, alright? So it's like a equipment that you can equip on your character. This is going to give you the flexibility to use this card on the character. Now, different character is going to need different things, right? As you can see, this one is going to give me the range attack 24%, alright? Depending on what kind of card you need. Ideally, depending on the role of the character, alright, you usually will be able to tell right here from what kind of things they can do. I think my face cam is blocking, but let me just turn it off and show you guys. Archer will generally need range attack percent generally, right? Something like a wizard will definitely need magic attack. And then we also have knight, or usually these are the defenders, a tank. Theirs is melee attack, right? And then we got healer, which healers is a bit more complicated. They scale off attack usually, right? So you just make sure you are careful with that, right? So usually for her, she scales off magic attack. So I gave her this particular card that has magic attack as well, right? So that's going to be how it is. You just want to look at the stuff that they use. Make sure you are equipping the right one, right? If a character needs magic attack, so obviously you want to give them a card that has that. So this character is Morgause right here. She needs magic attack. So obviously I want to give her something with magic attack, right? So something like this, right? If I give her, for example, this one, this is melee attack percent, she can't benefit from it, right? So again, every character's dupe, especially for the 4-star, easily you can just resonance them and get this particular card. Alright, so you can have an equipment that you can move or transfer around. So that one can only be done once, and then you can transcend after. Transcend basically is like a dupe. You can basically do it 5 times, right? To give your character more stats. As you can see, each particular transcend will give you more stats. Now, there are going to be some situation where maybe some character, their cards are not that good. So in that case, you can just ignore the resonance and just transcend them. Now, keep in mind that resonance usually will give you the first copy of card, but most of the time, usually the card is going to be something that you want to do one time, and then you can transcend afterwards, right? But I do think that there are going to be some exceptions. Not every character's cards are going to be good. So in that case, you know, if you have make sure you guys check it out, right? It's going to be quite specific to a certain characters. But ideally, you know, you want to try to get one copy of the card first. Especially for Neo Bedivere, I managed to obtain, you know, one of hers, and I managed to get her card. Her card is not bad, right? Range attack 28%, increased HP as well, and she gets this, that active skill damage increased by 5%. Alright, that's going to be not bad as well. So alongside with that, one other thing that we can talk about is the battle right here. Alright, so later on, very important, once you have progressed in the adventure, you have progressed in the story, obviously this game is pretty much idle, right? So you try to go into combat, progress in the story, and try to go as far as you can. So you just leave them auto, leave them running in the background. So what you want to constantly do, you ideally want to constantly be right here, right? So by the way, the story, you can actually skip them for now, and then you can read them again later. I will show you guys where that is. It is quite important for you to push as far as you can, because in the home screen, that particular idle rewards that you obtain is going to scale off of this particular one. So let's see if I can beat this. I might not be able to beat this stage, so this is going to be a very tough stage. But while this is happening, you can also manage your inventory, you can craft characters, adjust your characters, and do things accordingly. Okay, so let me return to the town for now. Yeah, if you guys are wondering, if you are worried about missing out on the story, you can click on this thing called the flashback right here, alright? So the flashback right here, you can click on this. Now you can basically read the story that you have missed if you want to. They actually do segmented it quite well right here, right? In terms of very specific chapters. So all of it is right here. So you don't have to worry about, you know, missing out on the story and stuff. So one more thing that you need to be aware of is the battle right here, right? Obviously, that one is progression in story. So every time you come here, you are going to claim this particular treasure, right? Notice this is the goal and the EXP that you obtain. This is going to scale off how far you can push in the adventure, right? So you gotta come here and claim, and you can also do this quick expedition once per day for free. If you want to do more time, you can as well. Now right here in the battle, alright, you can either access it right here, or you can click this right here and go to the battle. There's even more things for you to do. Alright, so of course there's boss raids, Colosseum, which is, I believe, the this one is the PvP, right? Very fast, you can just sweep them very easily. There's Tower, there's Labyrinth that you ideally want to do as well. I will talk about this particular one later, but that one you want to try to do to give you materials to basically farm. There is also going to be, the important one is going to be the one in the dungeon. So right now in the dungeon, there's going to be multiple different ones. The goal, you want to push as far as you can, alright? So this is going to be very important. And then you also want to push the Book of Experience. So early on, these two are going to be something that you're going to run out of a lot, right? So you can see once you have beaten a stage, you can basically sweep them 3 times per day. So make sure you guys are using that. Push as far as you can and then apply the sweep 3 times. But you can also do additional sweep using this ticket right here. So this is going to be above my head, this currency. Now for Gold Dungeon, you can use this ticket. Alright, for the Book of Experience, you can also use a specific ticket. So I wouldn't recommend using this early on because you want to try to maximize the effect of this ticket. So try to push as far as you can before you use that. Ideally, just benefit from the skip ticket, and also there's the elemental stones as well. Alright, so that's going to be the stuff. You gotta make sure you guys are aware of this. Now if you switch over to the other section, there's this party dungeon. Make sure you guys do all of this. There's guild stuff as well. Hopefully that one we'll get later. And then there's event as well. So make sure you guys are doing the event. Alright, so right now there's 3 different events right now. You can do whichever, right? Just try to do all 3 and push as far as you can. But the most left one, the Seaside Resort, try to push as far as you can. This is going to give you this particular currency, alright, the vacation coin. Now this one is very important. You can buy the first 50 tickets right there. So you can use that particular one, alright. So sweep and everything, you also get 3 times sweep per day. You can go to the shop, go under the event, and then go under the Grand Launch shop. Now as you can see, you can buy the character summon ticket times 50. I've already purchased mine for 3,000 watermelons. That's going to be the event currency, right? So make sure you guys buy this first, and then there's going to be plenty of other things that you can buy, right? So for example, you can also buy the pet summon ticket if you want. There's also going to be under here some of these character summon ticket, you know, the pick up pet summon ticket and pick up character summon ticket. Quite a lot of things for you to buy. Now one more thing that you can consider buying early on as well to progress better is buying the legendary cube right here. Now this legendary cube is going to be very useful for you to try to craft some of the legendary gears, right? So right now you can see, if I were to go to craft, alright, so you can see under equipment, you can farm some of these yellow equipments already, alright, so the gold equipments, right? So these are the highest rarity in the game. So obviously, most of us, if you start in the first couple of days, you cannot obtain these gold equipments yet. So you can basically buy those to try to craft this. Very valuable. Now how do you know which equipment to buy and stuff? Right here you can see, if you click on this, you click on this equipment right here. This one is specifically for the Knight class, right? So this one, make sure you look carefully which character you're buying this for. So Dragon Killer, this one you can see. This one is highlighted here. This one is going to be for Archer only. Now if you have a Mage, alright, then you're going to need this one. For the Wizard or for the Healer, right? So they are going to be able to use the Dragon Buster. Now, one thing to keep in mind, there's also this particular event section right here that my face cam is covering. You can click on this. You can see there's 2 equipments right here. Now this one is, I've crafted this already. You can ideally try to craft this. One is going to be the Stiletto of Jealousy. Notice how every character can equip them, right? Now this particular gear is going to be a specific one for the event. This has the advantage of being swappable across your characters, but this is going to be the slot 3 for the character, and it's going to be the armor slot, right? And you can see like all of the characters will be able to equip this particular one. But there's an advantage and disadvantage of crafting this particular one. The advantage is you can swap them around, but the disadvantage is there's no set effect, right? There's no special stats right here, right? Which all of these will have. So I would say both can be good, right, depending on which one you want, but ideally you can try to craft some of these, alright? So if you are looking to basically improve your strength or your battle power right now early on. Now keep in mind, one of these gears going to cost 500,000. So be very careful, alright? It can take up a lot of your gold. I understand that you can farm gold, but still, it can be a little bit expensive, so don't overdo it. Now, there's also this particular cooking section right here that you can see right here. You can basically cook some of these. If you guys are struggling to basically push through a stage, you notice that you almost could beat the stage, but like you're lacking a little bit more in stats. You can try to use food, right? So basically, you can basically cook some of this food. This one specifically give you attack and defense plus 5%. Alright, it will last for 1 hour. The fried egg gives you crit damage plus 10%. It will last for 1 hour as well, right? So you basically just come here and craft this. Very, very simple. How do you get the chicken or the egg is basically you can come here. There's this button right here that allows your character to move to town, right? So you can come to move to town, alright? And then basically you can move your characters and try to hit some of these eggs right here. I mean chicken. Try to get rid of this chicken. And then that will basically drop the stuff that you need, right? So you can get eggs. You can get the meat, alright? So you don't have to tap on them, but you basically, you can, alright? That was going to give you those equipments. Now the town, as far as I know, is going to be quite important as well, because there are some things here that you can use to upgrade and improve overall. For example, this one right here, right? You can talk to her by clicking on this particular button. You can level up some of these base to give you more XP gain, more HP. Alright, this can be helpful, obviously. Now, how do you get those materials then, right? So for Ria right here, you can see you're going to need these things, the lumber and stuff, right? So this is going to give you a little bit more EXP gain. So make sure you guys are doing this as soon as you can. And then you can talk to the blacksmith right here to basically improve the attack and defense as well. So these few items are going to be locked in the right here in this particular mode, battle, the labyrinth. Alright, so if you guys haven't done, make sure you guys do labyrinth. It is a little bit long. You can do this once a week. Alright, you can basically skip the battle. It is going to be quite interesting. Right here you can see you can also get some equipments and stuff as well, right? But you are going to be able to get those materials that I mentioned. Alright, so make sure you guys are aware of that. One more thing in the town that I didn't show yet. There's a way for you to farm equipment by talking to Karen. Alright, Karen is the big cowgirl available right here. You can go all the way to the right. This is going to be a place, and then you can see this particular dungeon right here. You can basically talk to her. Alright, make sure you guys talk to her first, and then you can go in right here. This is the secret cow dungeon. As you can see, the secret cow dungeon has a chance for you to farm gears as well. You have all of these characters available. You are going to have a chance to get some of those gears as well. So make sure you guys push through here. Some of these gears they seem pretty insane, right? Especially like they do give you different stats. But just beware of the level requirements, right? So I'm going to jump into one and show you guys. Oh, you are going to need this special ticket, right? The New Year's Eve bell that you can basically get. But this one you can basically buy as well, right? So this is going to be you can obtain that from the labyrinth as well. That's going to be what it is. And you can also come to the event, I believe. I mean the event shop. And then you can see this is going to be what you can buy as well, right? So again, plenty of things that you guys gotta take note of. So make sure you guys are aware of all of these things as well. This is going to be what it is. In case you guys are wondering how to swap the character, you basically need to change your menu. Alright, I think some of you guys are going to ask me. So let me move back to the lobby first. You come here, top left, you click on this, and then you change your character right here accordingly. And then you are going to be able to use that specific character. Alright, that's going to be the important one. Alright, so with that, I think I pretty much covered all the basic stuff. If I miss anything, let me know in the comment section below, but I do think that all of these things are going to be relevant. Guild, friends, all of those things are going to be quite straightforward, right? You try to join a guild and donate and try to do the guild content. And then as for friends, I have no idea what friends is for, but you know, some people have added me as friends. For now, I think it's for fun, but once there's more stuff, that's going to be how it is. As for pets, Again, this is going to be something that you have to take note of. It's quite straightforward. For pets, there's no like level up and stuff. There's just transcend for you to give them the ability or more skill, right? So ideally prioritize characters for now, alright? And just try to see if you can get dupes if you want to obtain their cards as well. So some characters have pretty strong cards. That's going to be what it is. Other than that, just enjoy the game. And yeah, with that, that's gonna be it. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like. I will see you guys in the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed the guide. Have a nice day. Goodbye.